Calling to order the regular meeting of the Wheeling Plan Commission for Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022. Please stand for the pledge. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Commissioner Belanova?
I'm here.
Commissioner Berkey? Here. Commissioner Sprague is here. Commissioner Yednak?
Here.
Commissioner Heiken?
Here.
Commissioner Riles?
Here.
Chairman Johnson?
Here. Ms. Nyes, any changes to the agenda this evening?
No changes.
All right, citizens' concerns and comments. I don't believe we have.
There's no one signed up.
And we have no consent items, so we'll get right into the items for review with docket number 2021-55, final plat of subdivision for Atlantic Aviation. Ms. Nyes?
Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to get back into the system here.
Got ahead of you, huh?
Okay. All righty. So, Atlantic Aviation came before us on January 26th, 2022, and they got, what did they get? Their other approvals that they needed, but they got their exemption from the preliminary plat requirements that they needed, and so they're just back here today to get final plat of subdivision approval for Atlantic Aviation. They got a couple variances last time and site plan approval. So there's just one condition on this approval. It's just that the plat of vacation for Carey Lane, Andy Avenue, and Cindy Lane shall be reviewed and approved by the village board prior to approval of the final plat of Atlantic Aviation subdivision.
Okay, is that it?
And here's what it looks like on its side.
Okay, anything from the petitioner on this? Nope. All right, we'll do it the easy way this time. Is there anybody on the commission that has any information that they want to share on this? Nope. Nope. Okay, then how about a motion?
So moved. Second.
Yednak?
Commissioner Yednak? Commissioner Berkey?
Berkey, yeah.
Commissioner Yednak?
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey?
Yes.
Commissioner Belanova?
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Heiken?
Yes.
Commissioner Riles?
Yes.
Chairman Johnson?
Yes. Quick and easy.
Okay. Well, you are done.
All right. Next up, we have docket 2022-08, preliminary plat approval for DiCosola Estates subdivision, 747 Gregor Lane. Ms. Nyes.
Yes. So, this project was before you, sort of, on June 7th, 2021 for rezoning. The property was zoned R1 a while back, and June of 2021, they did get it rezoned to R3 to match the surrounding properties, and now they're here for their preliminary plat of subdivision to subdivide this one property into 5 single-family lots, and the petitioner would like to come forward. Whatever, I have your documents here, whatever you would like me to switch to, you can let me know.
I have nothing to bring in. If everybody's ready to vote or not, it's up to you.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll just go down the line then.
Okay.
Just state your name and
Oh,
business
sure,
address for the
absolutely.
record.
Thank you. Mike DiCosola, and I'm here on behalf of the DiCosola Estates.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Heiken,
I have no questions.
Commissioner Berkey,
No questions, thank you.
Commissioner Yednak,
No questions, thank you.
Commissioner Sprague,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have no questions.
Commissioner Blanova,
No questions.
and Commissioner Riles.
No questions, thank you.
And nothing from me. So,
Well, that was easy.
as long as there's no other questions, I would entertain a motion to approve 2022-08.
So move. Second.
That was
Hyken and Berkey.
Commissioner Hyken motioned and Commissioner Berkey seconded. Commissioner Hyken,
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey,
Yes.
Commissioner Blanova,
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Yednak,
Yes.
Commissioner Riles,
Yes.
Chairman Johnson.
Yes. All right, moving right along. Docket number 2022-02. Text amendment to permit assembly use in the I-3 General Industry Zoning District. Mr. Secretary?
A petition by Yanni Elyesh seeking text amendments to Title 19 zoning of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 19 zoning, and associated chapters and sections in order to permit an assembly hall accessory use as a special use within the I-3 zoning district. A text amendment is an amendment to the map and/or text of the zoning ordinance which affects the whole village. In order to be considered for a text amendment, the petitioner is required to demonstrate through testimony to the Plan Commission at a public hearing that the request meets the standards of the village code, including but not limited to how the proposed text amendment is compatible with the Title 19 and comprehensive plan. Prior to the public hearing, the petitioner provides written statements meant to show that the request meets the standards for the text amendment as established in Title 19. Commission chairperson will typically direct that these statements be entered into the record without a full reading of them at the hearing. Based upon the testimony and supporting materials submitted, the Plan Commission will make findings in support of or against the petitioner's testimony and report those findings to the village board.
Thank you. Ms. Nyes?
Hi. So let me just give some information and an overview of the staff report. I just want to explain to the Plan Commission that this is different than some of the text amendments you've seen before because sometimes they come from staff. So this one's coming from, petitioner. And so this text amendment is for the entire I-3 zoning district. It doesn't just apply to his specific property. The next docket item comes separate. So we're not talking about his specific property. We're talking about whether this text amendment would go forward. It applies to all of the I-3 zoning district. I just wanted that to be clear. I think there was some confusion. So with that, I wanted to just go over staff's position that was outlined in the staff report, that staff does not recommend approval because an assembly hall use does not comply with the comprehensive plan designation of industrial uses. So by permitting an assembly hall within the I-3 district, it would conflict with the stated purpose of the industrial district for intensive industrial nature of uses, which is contrary to an assembly hall. So I already told you that.
Mr. Chairman?
And one other thing. So when you look on the screen, you can see that what they're requesting is that this assembly hall as an accessory use would get input into the use table in this category and would be proposed as a special use in the I-3 zoning district.
Mr. Chairman, could I either, I don't know if it's ask for a point of order or make a point of order, because it seems like we should be reviewing these in the opposite order, because maybe with the second one with a condition that the text amendment is adopted, because we can't, if we're not allowed to talk about the request from the petitioner, we're just talking about the change to the code, we really can't get into the merits of the request, I guess.
No, I think you can talk about it. I guess I was just saying that this first one isn't about the special use.
No, I understand.
Maybe Mallory, you can explain
Yeah,
it.
maybe.
Well, I wouldn't go in the other order because you can't even consider the special use from a zoning legally unless you have a positive recommendation of the zoning being changed. So it's kind of a moot point to talk about a special use if that use isn't allowed within that zoning district. So you first have to determine if you even want to allow that use to be in that zoning district.
But if we're not allowed to talk about the merits of the request, then the text amendment may just get voted down on its,
Well,
on
the
its-
text
on its
amendment
broad
of the
end.
merit of the request looks at, do you want these types of uses in that zoning district? And then the second special use is, do you want that use specifically at that location? But the first question that you're being asked is, are you okay with assembly halls, period, any and all assembly halls to be allowed in the I-3 zoning
Okay.
district?
okay.
And then you have to talk about, is this proposed assembly use at this location in this building meet the special use standards? So we do need to determine broadly first if you're even okay with this type of use in the zoning district, because a text amendment would apply, as Marcy said, to the entire I-3 zoning district.
But it would still be a special use.
It would still be a
Each one
special
would stand
use,
on
but
its own.
you would be allowing it.
Okay, I mean, I guess I can make my points, or you guys can call me if I'm out of order when I get to my point.
If you're talking about the merits of this request, I mean, you can tie that in, but you have to remember that he may not be the only petitioner for an assembly hall. It could be, in a different building and in the I-3. We have a lot of I-3 areas, a lot of open buildings, so you have to just remember that more of the text amendment, that it's not limited to this petitioner at this address.
Okay, understand. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
the
Mallory.
clarification.
Anything else, Marcy?
No, that's it.
All right, petitioner, please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're giving tonight to be the truth.
Yes.
State your name and business address, please, for the record.
My name is Yanni Elias, and the business address is 1239 Peterson Drive.
You could lower your mask so we could understand.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you much. We probably have good enough distance from us.
All right, tell us your viewpoint on this.
First of all, I hope you understand, guys. Thank you for letting me speak over here, and I hope you understand it's not what I usually do. I'm a little bit nervous. I really hope that you will have questions that will guide and help me to kind of convince you that what I'm planning to do is not only beneficial for me and for my family, but it's also beneficial for residents of Wheeling and for the actual village hall. My company, we are one of the leading company in Chicagoland area for decor for events, and pretty much I've been in the village of Wheeling more than 12 years. I moved to a new location. I bought this building in March 6 of 2020, and March 13, COVID started. So we had a lot of fun. That was a very challenging time, but in the same time, the business survived. We survive, and what I create inside is a beautiful, beautiful showroom. It's about like 10,000 square feet. We apply for permit. We did a nice construction inside. We create a beautiful window. So the building from inside and outside look absolutely great. And this is my showroom, which is Monday through Friday. I am intend to use this place as a showroom for my main building, for my main business. But on Saturdays, Sundays, we receive a lot of requests from my clients that they wanted to rent and sublease that area for events like small weddings, bridal shower, baby shower, everything that's related to my business. And that's kind of bring us to the idea that in this tough time where my business was not working for 2 years pretty much, like a lot of people, we need some resources. We need to supply my people with some work, with additional income. So we decided to try to open event location over here. How it will benefit Wheeling? Well, first of all, I'll collect more money. Most of that will be taxable income. We will provide a lot of additional work for local people. And as you understand, our village of Wheeling, is not the village of extremely rich people. Our village is a village of the people who need additional Saturday, Sunday income to just go and make some extra bucks by being a bartender, being a waiter, being just helper in the kitchen, and on and on. So that will produce extra working positions. And I think what's happening right now, the buildings that surrounding me was built like 40, 60 years ago. At that time, economy was a little bit different. At that time, it was commercial area. At that time, it was a lot of like production done over here. Right now, our village is more like entertainment. Look at our place around over here. We built all of that for entertainment of the people. And a lot of properties around my area right now is all for sale or for rent. The buildings are empty, and I think by bringing more traffic of the people in that area will kind of promote the area that yes, it is a nice young neighborhood for young people to be here, to locate it in a nice neighborhood. I guess I just wanted to ask you to help me out, maybe start to ask me questions. So it will help me to convince you that, yes, guys, what I'm doing is beneficial for everybody.
Okay. This is a public hearing, or is there anyone in the audience that wanted to speak on this? Nope. Okay. Then we will start with the commission. We'll start the other end. Commissioner Riles.
Thank you. My question, simple question, and maybe you touched on it a little bit, but can you elaborate when you say that, one, it's going to bring more workers in the area to your place of business, and what type of entertainment are we talking about as far as, you know, the entertainment and the clientele that you plan on attracting and bringing regularly to your location?
Okay. Right now in my company, I have about like 25, 27 full-time employees, and during of the event season, which started in a month, I'm gonna hire another like 40, 50 people who will be part-times, work Saturday, Sunday. There's the people who help me to do my business, my decor when we do the events. When I will have more decors done in my property, I will need just basically people who can do installations, who can do drapery, who can do design flowers, and on and on. In addition to that, let's say we will have in my facility wedding for 150 people. For that 150 people, they will probably need about like 3 to 4 barmen, which is usually going to be some local people who are looking for some extra job for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's probably will be about 8 to 9 wait staff. It's going to be probably like 3 to 4 busboy. It's going to be some cleaning staff. In addition, the catering company that will be working in my facility, they will need to hire more people. And normally, that's the local people who live in this neighborhood will find a job and make some extra bucks on Saturday and Sunday.
But basically, you're saying as far as entertainment, weddings, bar mitzvahs, so to speak?
It's a very good area for bar mitzvahs. Yes, we're very close to the Jewish neighborhood. Weddings, a lot of requests right now going for a bridal shower, baby shower, and everything else. The thing is, Chicago become not safe neighborhood, and a lot of people do not want to have events in Chicago. Plus, Chicago is Chicago. It's $70, $80 parking for a car, and on and on and on and on. Right here, it's super convenient, so I really hope that the local people will find my place convenient for their events.
And as far as parking is concerned, your parking will be able to accommodate the additional business that you plan on attracting?
My parking is a little bit more than 100 spots. I calculated as 120 spots because at the night time, when all my trucks and all my people are gone, we also have some area in front of the back garage doors that we have over there. So I definitely can park 120 cars. Normal ratio is on any events, that's how they calculate it everywhere, 1 car bring 3 guests. So if I'm assuming that I will have like 150 guests, that's 50 to 60, maybe 70 guests. Plus, of course, staff will park their car. So I'm perfectly fine with amount of cars that I need to park on my lot.
Thank you. No further questions. Thank you.
Commissioner Blanova,
And I have no questions on this.
Commissioner Sprague.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening. What days did you say that you would want to do this? Just the weekends?
Monday through Friday, normal my business hours 10 to 6. This facility will be used as a showroom for my normal business. I'm asking pretty much Saturday, Sunday, when the neighborhood is no traffic over there, neighborhood is completely dead, and it's also going to be evening time.
So, Mallory, could this be set up in the zoning for weekends only, or no?
That, I mean, that would be within the special use, you would put parameters, but it would not be part of the text amendment. The text amendment would just allow the use
At any
as a
time?
special use anywhere, and then each special use petition would have to consider hours of operation, which is a typical condition. I would note that a lot of the questions so far have been focused on this use and not on the text amendment that we're discussing. So just as a reminder, like,
Yeah,
they're separate issues. How he's gonna operate his business would be, we can put conditions or limitations on it, on a special use, but you will first have to determine whether or not you want to allow assembly hall uses in the heavy industrial area,
okay, thank you.
which may not have the same restrictions.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Commissioner Yednick.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I alluded to, I have a few comments. First thing I just kind of wanted to clarify, we had a business maybe a month and a half ago, I think it was, I'm going to maybe get this wrong, was it a Buddhism center that they were opening in, was it Buddhists, or they were going to have some assembly, Tai Chi classes, things
They're a
like
recreation facility. They fall under that recreation facility.
But they were talking about having their Christmas party and stuff, so wouldn't that fall under kind of the definition of assembly hall?
You're allowed to have 10 gathering events per year, and we offered that up to the petitioner, but he wanted to have more than 10 events.
Okay, so, and that was, I think those were I-1 and I-2 though, weren't they? Also, was that the difference? I thought
No, I think,
that was also I-3?
I don't remember what zoning districts those were in, but we did offer the 10 events.
Okay,
But that's not just them having one Christmas party a year, that's not like a main use or even almost an accessory use. That's just one.
okay, I just wanted to
Time per year.
understand the differentiation between the two,
Yeah.
so that we're being fair and equitable. I guess I'm going to talk about this in generally. Originally, when I was reading through this, I was kind of swayed by the staff's argument. So, well, this is an I-3 zone, and does it really fit, and all that kind of stuff. But then as I was reading more, and I got to give you credit, you did a good job of explaining your thinking and what you were looking for. I really started thinking, like, how can we support our businesses? And by denying this, are we supporting our businesses? And I was thinking about, the petitioner pointed out, and you mentioned again tonight, COVID has kind of changed the rules all over the place. The commercial real estate market is flipped on its head. People don't know people are going to go back to the office. There's a lot of vacancies. All that I think commercial realtors probably got to be, having a lot of sleepless nights trying to figure out how they're going to occupy their properties. And I've been in that neighborhood. I don't know the occupancy of the buildings, but the commissioners, I'll take him at his word that there's a lot of vacancies there. So I was thinking, shouldn't we, I'm trying to make an argument because I'm trying to sway you guys on your vote. Shouldn't we really be thinking out of the box and allow our businesses to kind of like make their decisions and try to run their business with what they see might work for them. You know, I don't know. I mean, I think if I was a bride, I don't know if I'd want to go in an industrial area for my wedding reception, but, you know, maybe there are some that will. And then the other thing I thought of is this, like if you did evening hours, this would be really good opportunity for maybe the other local businesses. They could have their after-hours cocktail parties instead of having to travel a couple miles away to someplace else. You know, this could open it up to, you know, businesses in the neighborhood, as well as allow Mr. Eliash to try to, you know, get another avenue to help support his business. You know, and I was thinking about, you know, by making this change, is the village really taking the risk, or is the petitioner taking the risk? And I think the petitioner is the one that's putting himself on a line here. He's trying to, he probably would take some investment to try to get this up and running, and he's the one that thinks he can make it work. So should we be denying him that opportunity? And the last thought that I had was that the staff made some arguments, say they thought it would impact the surrounding area and the other areas. I don't think I'm swayed by that argument, because I'm thinking this is not like we're saying we're going to put a factory in a residential neighborhood. We're talking about putting, you know, social events in an industrial area. So like Mr. Eliash said, the industrial area is probably closed down more during the night. And if the people that want to go to these social events aren't going to be turned off by maybe some semi trucks going up and down the block occasionally and after hours, you know, we're not hurting those. I don't see how we're hurting those businesses unless somebody can explain to me how we might be impacting the industrial area. You know, and just, you know, maybe we need to be thinking a little bit and giving people the opportunity to, within guidelines, you know, if, again, I wouldn't want to say that, you know, if I was in a residential neighborhood and you say I'm going to put a machine shop, I'm going to tear down the house next to me and put a machine shop there, that's a different exception. That truly doesn't fit. But I'm not sure, this may not be a real traditional fit, but is it a wrong fit? You know, is it wrong to allow Mr. Eliash to try to do this? So that's my thoughts on it. Originally I was like, this is crazy, I'm going to vote no. But as I was reading more about it, I thought, why not? You know, he's the one that wants to try to make this happen, and he thinks this will be good for his business. And why don't we think about maybe allowing it? So that's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Commissioner
Robert,
Berkey.
I just wanted to thank you for your comments. Thank you for your comments. And
You're welcome.
The thing is, you just mentioned if you would be a bride, if you wanted to go to a place like that to have a wedding, that's the new trend. A lot of my clients, they are looking for some alternative places for their events. Right now in Chicago, in the actual city of Chicago, they're turning all factory to event spaces. That's become the most popular event. And I think I will be very successful in that area because, guys, you're all welcome to visit, of course, my venue. But it is a warehouse with a twist. I do have some pictures over there. We install beautiful chandelier. I do beautiful garden in front of that. So it's a very cool, very hippie, very young place. And I'm sure that I will be successful.
I know there's a business, I can't think of the name of it, but I think they have two locations. One in Naperville. There's one I know on Barclay Road between Aptekissick and 22. And it's kind of like in that industrial area there. And my nephew had his wedding at the one in Naperville, and we went in, it's like a plain building inside or outside, and you go in and they had a room with a pool table and they had ping pong tables. They had all different separate rooms. And it was one of the most fun weddings I've been to in a while. And it was kind of like, it wasn't like, you know, looking out on a golf course view and all that kind of thing like you normally think about a wedding. But once you got inside, you were kind of oblivious to what was going on outside. And I think, you know, if you think you can make that happen, I see where you're coming from. That's my point.
There's a new trend, and again, I'm sure that will bring income and that will bring working spaces. So I'm very confident in that. But thank you for your comment.
Sorry, we stepped on your time.
No worries. Actually, thanks. If we ready. I don't have, I mean, we've covered a lot of the questions. I would maybe add to what Commissioner Yednak was saying. I have seen in other communities in similar business parks, I don't know if they're considered I-3 like this one is, but there have been, places where kids have birthday parties, I'm trying to remember the name. I've taken my kids to a couple of these places, and they're in similarly laid out business parks with similar parking, amount of spaces. So, I think, I'd be open to this as well, as long as there's no concerns that staff has that we're opening the floodgates for, other businesses to do similar things, and this will really impact the character of the area. But like I said, as a one-off, I don't see this as a problem.
So that's the distinction on a text amendment. You are opening
Sure,
all of
sure.
I-3 open to this use, so it could change the industrial nature of the I-3 district if this use was now highly sought after.
But as you've explained before, each one is a special use.
Special use.
It would, yeah,
Everyone
but a
has
special use means that that use is allowed in that district and determined to be appropriate for that district, and you're just considering the mitigating effects, not that you have too many of them.
Sure.
So I want to just be clear that it's not a one-up. When you're talking about a text amendment, it's not just this one. It is allowing it anywhere in an I-3 district.
My other question, and maybe this is more for staff, and so I understand that, it opens up everyone to be able to do this. But in changing the text amendment, there may be some maybe provisions we could put in there that are around parking, number of spaces, things like that that may be valid concerns that we would have to address on a per case basis so that we don't get, any crazy requests or anything like that.
Well, we did put in there that this little footnote is that the buildings have to be a minimum size of 55,000 square feet. So that automatically triggers a certain amount of parking because industrial buildings are based on the square footage per use. So just say it's an active industrial building, they would need 2 spaces per square foot. So right there, you would have 110 spaces, which is probably more than what you would need for a restaurant. Or like a assembly hall kind of thing.
It's around an assembly, yeah. And then it is also being designated as an accessory use to a principal use.
Right. So I think that if the building is a minimum of 55,000 square feet, you'll have enough parking.
Okay, and then what is the maximum occupancy of this building then?
Once again, I'm not using the whole building for event space. I'm only using like 10,000 square feet. I think after the construction that I did inside, my maximum capacity is about like 170 or 180 people. I'll have to double check that.
Okay.
I have to double check that. I cannot answer that question right now. But again, my assumption that I'm not going to have 500 people wearing on that property. I'm assuming that I'm not going to have anything that will be larger than 200 because if I will put tables for people to have a dinner, if I'll have cocktail tables, I will have some area for a cocktail, or if I'll have some area for a band, for a dance floor, for everything else, it's not that much space left over there. And one more thing I want to mention, Martin, that you're absolutely right. It has become super popular. Like I know that my grandson, he's playing soccer in Northbrook. They have that in a commercial area, and it has become super popular. And quite possible that yes, I'm the first one who will open something over here in that commercial area, but maybe some more people will follow me, and they will buy buildings which is empty right now over there and open something for kids. Why not?
Sure. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Commissioner Heiken.
I just have a simple, are you planning on selling or providing liquor as well in your parties?
No, actually, I did have conversation today with Director of Operation in Westin Hotel, and they wanted to partner with me on being caterer and liquor license provider. So pretty much, I don't want to cook, I don't want to provide liquor, I'll provide the room, I'll provide the shell, and they will bring staff, they will bring the kitchen, they will bring bar, they will bring liquor and everything else. I'm not applying for a liquor license.
So that leads to my next question, are they going to be allowed to serve liquor in that zone?
It's my understanding, and I could be wrong, but that you would need to have a liquor license for your specific events. I'm not sure their liquor license applies to your facility, so you would probably have to have a liquor license for each event that you hold in your facility.
Actually, I did talk, I do not remember the name of the person who's in charge of billing
Martin.
of, probably, yeah. And he mentioned to me that if I'm not selling liquor in my facility, anybody who have a state liquor license, they can serve liquor in that facility. So as long as they have state liquor license, they will be able to sell, not sell, serve liquor over there.
That's all I have. Thank you.
All right. I'm kind of leaning towards staff's recommendation here. I don't think it's the right use in the industrial area. Can you tell me, have you already done some events there?
Actually, on the New Year Eve, I have my own party for my family. It was 40 of us, and it was a lot of fun. We didn't bring catering company. We just bring some food, and we had a blast over there.
Because I noticed online that you're advertising a wedding venue called Canvas at that address?
That's the name of that showroom. Yes, it will be called Canvas. And we advertising that, yes, we will be open soon. I hope we'll be open soon. But to answer your question, no events was done over there, no events are booked. I have a bunch of clientele who is waiting for me to tell them, yes, I received my okay from village and I can book you.
I think in that information I found online, you also said there was seating for 300 and 350 standing.
That was a little bit overdone by my staff. It is a mistake. Again, we did recalculation, and I'm not sure if you see some pictures included over there. We kind of set up the tables over there, again, just because I'm using that as a showroom. So right now in my showroom, I have like 16 tables, and that's pretty much took all the available space. So that was a mistake.
And they seat 8 to 10?
10 to 12, depending
Big
on what
table.
kind of food. Yeah, big tables, yeah. 72-inch round.
Now, do you own the entire building there?
I'm sorry?
Do you own the entire building? There's like 4 different addresses associated with that building.
This building was split up on 4 different businesses. When I bought it, I changed it. It's all mine. Okay, and yes, one part we're using as a showroom Monday through Friday, and Saturday, Sunday night, it will be used as event space. But yes, I own entire building.
All right, I guess I have nothing else on the text amendment. So, any other questions from the commission? My right, my left? All right, do I hear a motion on 2022-02?
So moved.
Second.
That was Commissioner Yednek is a motion, and Commissioner Berkey is?
Yes.
Yes,
Second.
correct.
Commissioner Yednek,
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey,
Yes.
Commissioner Blanova,
We're just voting on the text amendment.
Just
Yes.
the text
Yes.
No.
Commissioner Sprague is a no, Commissioner Heiken,
Yes.
Commissioner Riles,
I'd have to say no.
Commissioner, Chairman Johnson,
And I'm a no. So what we got?
4-3,
4-3?
fail.
Marcy, anything?
Mallory?
Yes, so, because you guys are a recommending body and the board makes the final decision, we think that it might be more prudent to continue the special use till after the board considers it. It would only be delaying it by, the board meets on March,
March 7th.
March 7th, and then we're back here on March 9th. So I would recommend continuing the special use discussion to March 9th, because if the text amendment isn't approved, then the special use is moot, because they have to have the zoning. So rather than go through that whole discussion, considering any conditions, all those things, I would have a motion to continue docket 22-03 to the March 9th meeting, so you can see what the board does.
All right.
We need to close.
We
Yes.
do need to close the text amendment one, yes.
So we need a motion to close 2022-02, the text amendment.
So moved.
Second.
Was that Heiken?
I can.
Yeah.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Heiken?
Yes.
Commissioner Blanova?
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey?
Yes.
Commissioner Yadnak?
Yes.
Commissioner Riles?
Yes.
Chairman Johnson?
Yes. So,
Now we want to table,
Yeah, it'd be a motion to continue docket 2022-03 to March 9th.
do I hear a motion?
so moved.
Second.
Yednick?
That was Heiken?
No, Yednick, I think. Oh, it was Heiken.
No,
I'm
it was
sorry.
Commissioner Heiken.
Heiken.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Heiken?
Yes.
Commissioner Blanova?
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey?
Yes.
Commissioner Yadnak?
Yes.
Commissioner Riles?
Yes.
Chairman Johnson?
Yes.
Now, is there a certain date that that's continued? to?
March 9th.
March 9th.
March 9th.
Yeah.
So you'll still go to the board March 7th. And then if they approve the text amendment, then staff will change the special use recommendation to a positive recommendation, because then it will be allowed in that zoning district. And you will come back on March 9th. If they don't approve the text amendment, then we can't move forward with the special use on March 9th. Not sure, so.
Okay, I understand. I just would like to thank everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you
Good
much.
luck.
Thank you for your help. And for people who would know, sorry that you feel that way. I hope as time will go, you'll change your mind. But anyway, I appreciate your time.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, docket number 2022-04, text amendment to modify zoning regulations to establish motor vehicle custom shop land use. Mr. Secretary?
A petition for Crown Customs and Coatings LLC seeking text amendments to Title 19 zoning of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 19 zoning and associated chapters and sections in order to modify zoning regulations to establish motor vehicle custom shop land use. A text amendment is an amendment to the map or text of zoning ordinance which affects the whole village. In order to be considered for a text amendment, the petitioner is required to demonstrate through testimony to the Plan Commission at a public hearing that the request meets the standards of the village code, including but not limited to how the proposed text amendment is compatible with Title 19 in the comprehensive plan. Prior to the public hearing, the petitioner provides written statements meant to show that the request meets the standards for a text amendment as established in Title 19. The commission chairperson will typically direct that these statements be entered into the record without a full reading of them at the hearing. Based upon the testimony and supporting materials submitted, the Plan Commission will make findings in support of or against the petitioner's testimony and report those findings to the village board.
Thank you. Ms. Nyes?
Okay, so this text amendment is to add a motor vehicle custom shop land use. So this is a use that is less intense, and it's a use that's not included in our definitions and really not included in our use table. So they don't fit as a body shop, which is a more intense use, and they don't fit in as a light motor vehicle repair, which is oil changes, transmissions. I'm not a car person, so you gotta just help me out here, okay? So while we don't want to give a special use to someone whose business is changing out rims on a tire or putting in stereo systems, we don't want to issue them a special use for a light vehicle repair facility, because then you're giving them an authorization for something that is greater than what they need, and it's not a good match. So what they're requesting here is a new category of motor vehicle light custom shop that fits in under the light and motor vehicle uses. It's an industrial use in an industrial district. It would be adding in the definition of a motor vehicle custom shop. It would be adding in the minimum parking requirements for that type of custom shop, and it would be adding it in to the use table as a permitted use. So a special use would not be required. Again, this is a shop that would do things like window tinting, and maybe the petitioner can explain exactly what they're doing better, because I don't understand car stuff. So that's my general thing. This is different than the last one, because the last one was more of a commercial use and an industrial use. This one is an industrial use in an industrial use. So staff is recommending positive recommendation for this text amendment.
Thank you. Petitioner, want to come up?
Yes.
It's a public hearing, so I got to swear you in. Do you swear the testimony you're giving tonight to be the truth?
I do.
State your name and business address.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Hal Frank. I'm an attorney. My last name is spelled F-R-A-N-C-K-E. I'm an attorney with the law firm of Meltzer, Pertil, and Stell. My office is at 1515 East Woodfield Road in Schaumburg. I'm pleased to be before you this evening on behalf of the petitioner. As you already heard, the proposal is to amend the text of your zoning ordinance to allow for a use which right now really isn't contemplated. With me this evening is our Paul Moreno, who is the owner of the company. He's seeking to bring his business to Wheeling from Elk Grove Village. It's been very successful. It's expanding. And Paul is here to answer any questions you might have about the actual use of his business. And also Brendan Green is here, who is the broker involved in the transaction. This would be a purchase of a currently vacant property. And as you heard in the last discussion, you know, there are a lot of vacant properties in the district, in the area. So we think this will be positive for the village, and that it will backfill a currently vacant space, will be good for real estate taxes, a limited amount of sales taxes that will be generated. And as you heard a few minutes ago, it is less intense than a lot of the uses that are already permitted in the district. Its hours of operation are more restricted than some of the other uses in the district. And so the only problem is that your ordinance doesn't really contemplate this type of custom shop and light automotive use. So the proposal is to amend your ordinance to make it a permitted use in the district, so that our client can then move forward with purchasing and renovating the building and opening up and expanding his business. And as I said, he's here to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Nobody in from the public, so we can go right into Commissioner Riles.
If you could just, clarify a little bit more. I'm understanding to combine one set of work, i.e. oil changes, filters, compared to heavy-duty work. Where in the middle are you
line.
Yes, Commissioner, I'll let Paul explain exactly what he does, because it isn't oil changes and it is not heavy automotive repairs or body shop type work. So Paul, if you could explain exactly what you do.
And I'll have to swear you in too. And you swear that the testimony you're giving tonight to be the truth?
I do.
And state your name and business address for the record.
Sure. My name is Paul Moreno. I'm the owner of Crown Customs and Coatings. As you mentioned, we're currently in Elk Grove Village at a 10,000 square foot location, looking to we need much needed space to grow and actually expand. So we found the location in Wheeling, which will suit us perfectly. To answer you, we don't do oil changes or any type of engine work per se. We're more on the cleaner side of customizing. So basically, you get a new car, you want to get the windows tinted, we can do that. You're looking to do something that's really hot right now is vinyl wrapping. So instead of getting a full paint job done to your car, we vinyl wrap it, which is literally a vinyl material that sticks on your car, changes the color completely. Again, there's no waste or toxic waste or anything like that. We don't need oil traps or any type of triple drain basins in the shop. It's very clean work.
Okay.
Other than that, I'd say, we're different from oil changes in places or body shops in the sense that we do have a retail end where we will be selling wheels, tires, et cetera, taxable items, of course, and just accessories, whether they're air fresheners or whatever you want for your car. But we'll take a new set of wheels, put them on a car, and just change the appearance of the car without having to spray solvents or anything like that on there.
Okay, so it's more, you mentioned accessories, so it's adding accessories to the car.
Correct. It's minor cosmetic work rather than a full overhaul of a vehicle.
Sure. How evidently you're pretty busy, and I personally appreciate you seeking Wheeling.
Thank you.
But how big is the industry for that? And are you guys unique in it?
We're definitely unique. There aren't many full-out custom shops where you can go and get all of the work that we provide or offer in one place. So we're, in a sense, we're named Chicago's top one-stop shop. And we say that because you don't just come in there for one thing. Typically, people come in there and get their wheels done or get several services at once. So as far as busy, we've been blessed. I mean, we are very busy. I have 15 employees right now. We've grown from 2 employees and 5,000 square feet. In the past 5 years, we've grown to 15 employees and 10,000 square feet. 2,000 to 10,000. Very busy. We have a huge following. We're involved in many groups, car clubs that also are part of the following. And we hope to keep growing at the fast pace that we have been growing.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Blanova.
No questions, thank you.
Commissioner Sprague.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening. So aftermarket installs, upgrades, what about like stereo equipment? Are you doing that kind of stuff? Or?
We don't.
No?
It may be something we look into if we're permitted to do that, but we're kind of busy with, we've got our hands full of what we offer right now, so
Yeah.
we don't offer that now.
No exhaust or?
No
What
mechanical.
about like vintage vehicles?
We do plenty of vintage vehicles, but mainly what we're doing on that is powder coating or vinyl wrapping. Or
Okay,
tinting.
so it's more the tinting and wrapping and?
Correct.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's all I
Commissioner
have.
Sprague, the definition does
Yeah.
allow audio and video system installation, so if they wanted to, or if a different custom shop wanted to do that, it would be allowed under the definition.
Yeah, I was
But
just,
exhaust does not look like that'd be part
I
of
was
it.
just curious if that was included in his services.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we came up with the definition, staff wrote this, and we took, we looked at what they needed, and then we also we've had other people come to the village that we've had to turn away because we didn't have a place for them, and that does include the audio, video systems, window tinting, and some of the other things that we did expand the list beyond what the petitioner needs.
Now, will you have like a retail for aftermarket parts or?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We have it's about, I want to say 2,000 square feet of showroom where we'll have wheels for display, and all types of accessories, as well as vinyls and tints where people can do it themselves at home type of deal. But yeah, we'll definitely have a showroom where we'll have items for display and for sale.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Commissioner Yednick.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Guess I'm just surprised that we didn't have this somewhere in our code before, because it's not too different than businesses that have been around for lots of years. Don't really have any question. Did you trick out any Teslas yet or anything?
You know what, believe it or not, our shop looks like a Tesla dealership at times. It's just,
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's insane.
I wouldn't have thought anybody would have wanted to mess around with them, but anyway, I have no questions, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Commissioner Berkey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No questions.
Commissioner Heiken.
No questions other than thank you for considering Wheeling.
Thank you for considering.
Okay, right now you said you got 10,000 square feet roughly?
Just under 10,000, yes.
And what size building are you looking at? We don't have any details.
The building is 24,000,
24.
right around there.
And what zoning district is it in the new building?
The new building,
I3? Okay.
We're not seeking any rezoning.
No, I understand. I guess I had a question for staff, why you would include industrial or light industrial and office for this?
Because it's a light enough use that it would be appropriate in those districts.
Okay. Just wanted to question. Any other questions from the commission? Nope. And we have no conditions on this. So I would seek a motion on 2022-04.
So moved.
Second.
Heiken and Commissioner Berkey?
Yeah.
Commissioner Heiken?
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey?
Yes.
Commissioner Blanova?
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Yednack?
Yes.
Commissioner Riles?
Yes.
Chairman Johnson?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you all
Good luck.
very much.
Good luck.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Good luck.
You will go to the village board on March 7th, and they will make the final recommendation.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Have a great night.
Good luck.
Quick question, I'm not
Sure.
familiar with your procedures here. Because it received a unanimous recommendation, will it be on a consent agenda for the board?
No.
It still won't be?
No.
Okay. Some places, that's what happens.
It's almost the same thing.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right, we need to close that one. So I need a motion to close 2022-04.
So moved.
Second.
Voice vote or?
You can do either. You can do all in favor or not.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Yednack?
Yes.
Commissioner Blanova?
Yes.
Commissioner Berkey?
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken?
Yes.
Commissioner Riles?
Yes.
Chairman Johnson?
Yes. Approval of minutes of the regular meeting of January 26, 2022, including findings of fact for docket numbers 2021-54A and 2021-54B.
So moved.
Second.
Got it?
Commissioner Yednack and Commissioner Berkey?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Other business. Let's go to Commissioner Yednick first. I think he
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
has something to say.
What? Nope, we had a turn? Oh.
Yeah.
As some of you know, I had to submit my resignation from the Plan Commission. I'm going to be selling my condo and moving to Palatine, so I can't stay on the commission, not being a village resident. I'm bummed because I was interested in the continuation of the one that came up today, but might not come back to us either anyway. I'll watch the board meeting on the 7th. I wanted to say thanks for all the support, and it's been a very, very interesting, educational time. I think it was about 2.5, maybe almost 3 years that I've been on, and thanks to our new members, and I'm glad that you are all fully participating, and I'm sure somebody will step forward in the village. I told a bunch of people in the condo that I was leaving, and I recommended that there's also going to be a vacancy here, so maybe somebody will come forward out of the condo. But thanks, Mr. Chairman, for your support over the last couple of years.
Thank you for your service. Okay, continuing on with other business, Commissioner Hyken.
I have nothing, thank you.
Commissioner Berkey?
I don't have anything, but I want to say thanks, Commissioner Yednek. It's been a pleasure sitting to your right all this time.
You get to move up a notch now.
Yeah, that's
Right to the
seniority, you slide over.
Commissioner Sprague.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, congratulations on your purchase, and
Thank you.
going to miss you on the commission.
And good luck with your surgery, by the way.
I was also going to announce that the last meeting, which was canceled, was your 3-year anniversary, so you did make it 3 years.
I made it 3 years. I thought it was around February, because I think I asked Chairman Johnson a while ago whether I'm up for renewal now, and then I think you
I
said
guess
that I
you
might have
probably would
filled
have been
somebody's
in June,
vacancy.
yeah.
I think you said I filled somebody's vacancy, so I might have been up
Yeah, I'm not sure where you fell in.
on the calendar.
And the way you're doing this is usually, isn't it usually the other way around? Isn't it you usually sell your house and move into a?
I know, I'm
Condo.
going the opposite direction. I'm trying to talk Alice into a lawn service, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, right,
No,
right.
We've had the dog, and we've been shopping around a bit. The house we found is unbelievable. It turns out the guy was a store manager at Home Depot, and I think he was using up, and then he got relocated back to Indiana. He was using up his employee discount. He's upgraded the heck out of the place.
Well, good. Hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
And then the only other thing, next meeting, March 9th, I will be absent, and Commissioner Blanova will be filling in for me.
All right. Commissioner Blanova, your turn. Nothing? Commissioner Riles.
Just again, congratulations, Commissioner. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
The short time that I've been here, you show great leadership, and in a short period of time, I have learned a lot how to conduct myself. So I appreciate what you've been able to offer me in this time. But thank you and congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
And let's see, I guess that leaves me. We're obviously going to have an opening. In fact, I think we're going to have 2 openings soon on this commission, as some of our colleagues are moving out of town. So if you have a desire, those watching at home, to serve your community by joining this commission, please go to the village website, find the application for boards and commissions, and send one in. Also, tomorrow night, there's a community workshop here at Village Hall to discuss the Wheeling Restaurant Row corridor. Village of Wheeling is hosting the first community workshop for Wheeling's Restaurant Row corridor plan. It's from 5:30 to 7:30 tomorrow night to discuss how we can make the corridor the best it can be. Workshop will include a series of information and interactive engagement stations to give the community an opportunity to learn more about the project and share thoughts and ideas about the future of Wheeling's Restaurant Row corridor. They need your input, so if you have a chance to make it, please stop by. And Commissioner Yednek, again, thanks for your service.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. We're wondering who's going to be our proofreader now.
They must have caught it on the news or on the tape, because I haven't caught anything for a couple months now.
Marcy, any new things going on? Anything opening up recently?
Nope, nothing new.
Anything new on Crumble?
They did not open this week.
I did have a question. What happened to the bank that was supposed to be across the street?
They're still coming.
Oh, really? Because I saw a for sale or for lease.
Nope, they're coming. I actually talked to them today.
Oh.
Yep.
I drove by it the other day and I was wondering.
The one on Dundee?
Yeah.
Yeah, by the, yeah.
Some things take a long time.
Just taking a little bit of time, but
But I thought they would have took the sign down or something. It looked like it was heavily marketed, anyway.
How about Popeyes? Are they still coming to town?
Yep, they're still coming. They
Okay.
just need a little more time. I think there's a lot of issues with getting building materials.
All right, anything else? Anybody? Then how about a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Nope.
Second.
You got it. Who was it? I'm sorry.
Yednek and Berkey.
Yednek and Berkey. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.